guys, welcome to another week of sculpture. Here we go. Alright, so this week, again, I may not update the rainbow wall in time, so make sure to check to make sure your artwork is up there or not up there. This week, because it's a short week, we will only be doing 4 sketches, not 5. So don't believe the PowerPoint. I'll try to correct that. We will be doing a Freaky Friday, despite the fact that it's a 4-day week with 2 half days. And so we will have to pace ourselves accordingly. And we're going to be finishing our light boxes this week. I will be having a sketch check at the end of the week, checking for this week's sketches and last week's sketches as well. So I'm going to be looking for 9 sketches total because one of them was Monday and that doesn't include the weekends. And so I'm just looking for the past 9 sketches. And then by now you should know what to do for Artist Spotlight, but there's that just in case. This week we're going to finish cutting out our layers and we're actually going to construct our light box, and then you're going to submit 2 photos of your light box, one in the light and then one without the light or right behind or in front of a lamp so it glows like it should. So I've included step-by-step picture instructions of what everything is going to look like. So number 1, you are going to need to cut out all your layers. And hopefully you've included a border in your layers like we talked about last week. But this is about what it should look like. The only layers that maybe won't have borders are your character layers. So you can see my Pocahontas here, my grandmother Willow over here. These are probably 3 layers each. They're just glued one on top of each other. And then they'll be glued to a back layer, background layer. You are going to need spacers, something to put in between every single layer. If you bought a kit from me, I've included these cardboard squares. If not, I'm sure you can find some cardboard, order something off of Amazon, tell your mom it's for homework, steal the box, cut up the squares. You'll be fine. You can also go to Dollar Tree and you can find those big white foam boards that they use for science projects and cut those up into little French fry strips over here, and that would only cost $1. So hopefully you can find something. You will need your hot glue gun this week and hot glue gun sticks. Dollar Tree also sells hot glue gun sticks just in case you run out. And so here we go. We have 2 ways that you can attach spacers to every single layer with hot glue. So if you're using cardboard squares, you need one at every corner and in the middle of each layer. So you are going to need a lot of cardboard squares even though they're really tiny. French fries, you just need 2 for every layer on the long side of each of your layers. Now, personally, I used French fries because they show up less when you put them behind the light. However, I understand that cardboard may be a lot easier to find, so that's okay. But it's the same method whether you do use French fries or cardboard squares. The only thing that's different is where you place them on your layer. So anyway, you are going to use a lot of hot glue, like very generous. You can see the bottom picture here, which is these big drops of glue. And you're going to glue them down to every layer. And that's what I mean by sandwiching. So you'll get to this slide and then I'll say something like sandwiching your layers. That means taking a cardstock layer and then putting a spacer and putting a cardstock layer and a spacer and building up your box. So it's going to start out really thin because it's just paper on paper, but when you add those spacers, it's going to create the box as you're building it. It's going to end up quite thick, like a couple inches. You can see over here, this was my light box as I was constructing it. I wasn't even done yet. I had just done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers, and I think I had 8 or 12. So you can see it's going to be a big box. There you go. And that's the final picture of my light box when it was all constructed. The only layer that does not need spacers is this final layer here. You want that to be nice and clear, so you do not need to add any spacers to the front layer. It'll just be glued to the second layer. And when you turn in your light box, I want you to turn in a picture of it with the lights on, so just seeing the paper and the details, and then one with the lights off. And then you'll take your you'll take your box and put it directly in front of a lamp. That way it glows and you can read the story a lot better. So guys, I know this is a busy week, but I totally believe in you. You've got this. Good luck, artists, and I'll talk to you next week.